Howdy, this is Holiday Hudson Hank. Now old Hank is aware this holiday season is running a couple quarts low on cheer, and the reason may have something to do with the nearly 2 million folks dead from a virus the majority of our country believes in less than that fat feller Kris Kringle. It's hard not to see that Christmas 2020 is not so much joyous as it is trying to destroy us. But as that green Muppet who lives up on Crumpet said, even if we are horribly mangled, there will be no sad faces on Christmas. That's why old Hank has decided to share some personal fortunes with those I care about in the second greatest valley on earth, in the hopes that this smidge of sunlight brightens your day and makes everything just a bit more okay. On the night that bloated gas bag Jupiter decided to overshadow the planet named after GM's failed small car experiment, old Hank found out he had completed the arbitrary collection of courses required by the SUNY Comprehensive University System in order to receive an associate's degree. There were no more books to buy, credits to earn, advisors to email, FAFSAs to fudge, fees to pay, or ass cheeks to kiss. Old Hank was finally an educated free man, with the world placed in his frying pan-sized hand. My bid at Ulster County Correctional College began in the autumn of 2011, before my mullet or either of my bullets had dropped, and today I walk away a graduated hombre with a 2-year degree on the way in the ass end of 2020. Now I may have had to retake a math course or 4 during my tenure, but I believe it to be just shy of 10 years I spent trying to obtain what is the educational equivalent of a wet dream. This degree is certainly more embarrassment than accomplishment, but that ain't gonna stop silly old me from shouting from the rooftops that I, Hudson Hussein Hank, am the first person to graduate college in my family. Just go ahead and call me doctor, because I am now the proud owner of an associate's degree in independent study from my hometown community college. I'm sure that's impressive enough to get my cock sucked at my 10-year high school reunion. All jokes aside, if you could see the pride in my mother's eyes after I told her I had finally passed, you would see why I'm flapping my gums and flaunting this instead of taking this great shame to my oversized grave. This truly is all because of her. All the endless hours of bitching got my armoire-sized ass up off the couch tent, time and again, headed down to the 7th circle of my personal hell to once again grovel, beg, and demand Ulster to take me back like a suicidal ex out of options and Suboxone. She never relented, and now the job is done. Her 500-pound firstborn son is educated to the lofty standards of the State University of New York, despite old Hank's best self-sabotaging and failed attempted failures. I love you, Mama. Now please let me go back to never using math again, like the rest of the free world. Sure, this piece of fancy paper that wouldn't even work well as an asswipe may not mean anything to potential employers, the general public, or actually accredited universities, but it means something to my mama, so it means a whole heap of a lot to me. We really did it, and it makes sense we'd find this out on the same night planets decide to line up for the first time in nearly 800 years during a modern-day bubonic plague, as Ma and I never quite seem to be on the same page. She says to lose weight, well, I'm committed to gaining. I'm always waxing while she is waning. It's the story of our lives, but tonight all the stars, planets, and galaxies were lined up like a Johnny Depp mirror, and we actually accomplished something I can honestly say neither believed would ever happen. This degree is also a lot like astronomy, as it is just a bunch of monotony. I still can't figure out fractions. College is still a Ponzi scheme, con job, wasted time, cock scrape you never escape that preys on children worse than the inhabitants of Epstein Island. And Ma and I will go right back to mashing mullets. But tonight, somehow it all feels right. So if you're like me and sucking down some celebratory sauce, raise one of them extra stiff snifters to old Mama Bull, the only woman powerful enough to pull old Hank Slab-a-Flab up the sheer face of Mongoloid Mountain just so he could drink from the fountain of higher education. Some may claim you can only lead a horse to water, but my mother set this shire's ass afire and forced my fettuccine-filled face down in the trough, proving that old adage wasn't worth the breath it took to utter it. As a fellow mama's boy said best, you are appreciated. This has been Dr. Hudson Hank. You can take it to the bank. Sleep peaceful, sweet valley of mine.
I'm a college man. I won't need my high school diploma anymore. I am the smart. I am the smart. I am the smart. I am the smart. Esta Marchi. I mean, Esta